Hey guys, so I was just writing a review for Chronicle, which I'm gonna do in a couple months, and I went back, and if you go back on my channel, you'll know my very first review was a review of Chronicle when it first came out, and I was thinking, I always did want to be one of those critics who talks about newer movies, but back then I couldn't get to that many, and but I still wanted to talk about them. I wanted to discuss newer movies and all that. So I figure maybe I'll start that this year. Just start talking about movies in theaters, giving my first impressions, because, no one's ever discussed movies in a car before. That's a totally original idea. And I just got out of Split, just got out of it. The movie ended 3 minutes ago. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan. I loved Sixth Sense. I adore Signs. Unbreakable. I've grown to like it more, but I still don't absolutely love it like a lot of people do. I defend The Village and The Happening. After it's okay. Lady in the Water and The Last Airbender are kind of bad, but they're at least interestingly bad. But his last movie, The Visit, I thought was really fucking good. I absolutely love that movie, and I was really looking forward to this one. It's been getting great reviews. It looked interesting. I really like the trailer. And, I really like this movie. I really like this. Comparing it to The Visit, I'll just say this one's probably a more thought-provoking, better directed, and more, I don't know if I'd say well written, but at the very least it's more interesting, I guess you could say. The Visit was just a simple little thriller, but it just did that very well. I think The Visit I found more entertaining, is what I'm trying to say, but let's just get into this. For those who don't know, it's about three kids who are kidnapped by this guy, played by James McAvoy, and it turns out he has multiple personality disorder. He has 23 personalities in his head, but most of the time you only see about 4. I'm just gonna say this. If you haven't seen it, see it right now. I think you should go into this as blind as possible. Don't look up reviews. Don't look up plot synopsis. See it as soon as possible, because this is a movie that will... Wow. Seeing it blind as you can. Yes, do that. But bare basics, they're kidnapped. And if I have to say a couple of negative things, the two... What were their names? The two actresses that aren't Anna Taylor-Joy, the main girl, Claire, Marcia, and Casey. Alright. Casey. She's very good. Anna Taylor-Joy, I never saw The Witch, so this is, I think, the first movie I've seen her in, but she was really good. The other two, Haley Lou Richardson and Jessica Sula, they were okay, at times. They just didn't give as much as I thought they should have. Fucking James McAvoy is brilliant. I mean, I remember the first movie I saw him in was Wanted. I'm like, oh god, this guy sucks. And then I'm like, no wait, I did see him in Chronicles of Narnia. I just didn't know it was him. But then I started seeing him in good movies. I'm like, oh, this guy's really good. One of his best performances. This guy, he is scary as shit. He gives Stephen Lang in Don't Breathe a run for his money. He's not as physically imposing, but he's still, at least he has his eyes, and he will... Also, I can't praise the music in this enough. Just... Who did the music for this anyway? Was it James Newton Howard? Let me see. Nope, it was West Dylan Thordson. He did Joy. That was a great movie. Right at the beginning, when you see James McAvoy enter the car for the first time, you've seen this in the trailer probably. The trailer does not do it justice. I mean, he is haunting. I was shaking. There are several parts in this movie where my hands and feet were shaking. I was... Oh my god. The other kind of flaw I had was the first act is really clunky in the editing. Some parts it starts with like the three girls, and then they're kidnapped. Then it'll go like a flashback. Then it goes to Betty Buckley's character, who's a therapist, I believe. And then we go back to the girls. Then we go back to a flashback. Then we go back to the girls, and then we go to Betty Buckley again. It's not really clumsy, but it did take a little while for me to go, alright, where's this going? I'm looking on Wikipedia. Do not look on Wikipedia. Alright, just don't. But I want to say, M. Night makes a cameo again. Yes, he finally brings back his cameos. I'm one of the few people who actually liked when he made cameos in his movies. Yes, in Lady in the Water, it kind of ruined it because it was a giant ego trip, but I liked seeing him in Unbreakable, and I thought he did well in Signs and The Village. After Earth and The Visit, he didn't really have one, and he is back in this, and it was so nice to see him in a movie again. The movie looks and is directed really great. It's a very slow burn movie, compared to his last few. Like, it's very much a return to his earlier movies, like Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs. So he builds up this great atmosphere, and I was wondering where this was going the whole time. It was unnerving. Near the end, I'm like, alright, I really have no idea where this is going. I'm like, what is going on? How did that happen? Why is that happening? Okay, I kinda get that, but why did this other thing happen? And then the twist. One of M. Night Shyamalan's best twist endings. It was what, I'm not kidding, I went like this. I don't even want to hint at it. This is a really hard movie to talk about without getting into anything that would spoil it, because there are so many spoilers. It does have some funny moments. It's not like The Visit, which was definitely a horror comedy, thriller comedy. This is definitely more thriller with some comedic elements thrown in, mostly through the character of Hedwig. And that's another thing I want to talk about, especially with James McAvoy's performance. He makes every personality feel developed. Like, each one has their own quirks. Like, Dennis is very OCD. He apparently is a pervert. Patricia is very proper. She likes classical music. Hedwig likes Kanye West, and definitely is the funniest character, and has a really funny scene involving him dancing. James McAvoy's a good dancer. He's good even though he was supposed to be bad. He was good at being bad. The fourth one is Barry, and he's a very effeminate fashion guy. So those are the four main personalities you get. And there is another 25th personality, I'll say, that at first you're like, this seems weird. Seems kind of out of tone for this movie a little bit. And then it kind of makes sense. At the end, let's just say, I really don't want to even hint at it because it was so good. So yeah, it does have some clunky moments here and there, and the other two actresses who weren't Anna Taylor-Joy did have some questionable moments, but when it's good, it's really good. James McAvoy is fantastic. Anna Taylor-Joy is fantastic. The music is great. The direction is great. The twist ending is great. So far, the best movie I've seen all year, although this is the first movie I've seen all year. I haven't seen The Bye Bye Man or Monster Trucks, or I saw La La Land last week, and that was really good. I love good Shyamalan. Like, I haven't hated any of his movies. Like, yes, The Last Airbender is a bad movie. I fully admit that. But it is an interesting bad movie. It is a fun bad movie. I won't do this every week. I probably will only, for a little while, I'm probably only going to do it once a month or so. Maybe. I don't even know if there's one I'm thinking about in February. I definitely think I'll do it for Beauty and the Beast, and Ghost in the Shell, maybe Power Rangers, and then summer I'll try and do it to as many movies as I can. And so, see it. go see it right now. I think I've said that enough. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.